And welcome to another edition of ESLA Sports Scene's High School Game of the Week, week number 5, as we come back to the home of the Roosevelt Rough Riders as they take on the Bell Eagles in the first league game of the Eastern League. It's a season opener for both schools, and it should be a very good game. The Bell Eagles, under head coach Tony Perez, and his 25th year as head coach, he brings them in with a 1-3 record. However, they won last week, so they took it very hard in the first 3 games of the year. They lost. On the other hand, the Roosevelt Rough Riders come in with a 3-1 record, and the only defeat coming at the hands of the Franklin Panthers, which we covered here on ESLA Sports Scene. Now, last week, in a huge win over Inglewood, coming out with a 26-25 come-from-behind win. So Coach Aldo Paral is ready to go. He's got his troops all set, and we're just about ready for the kickoff here, coming to you from Montgomery Field on the campus of Roosevelt High School in Boyle Heights of East Los Angeles, California. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment.
Will be kicking it off to start off the game.
Kick it away, number 9, Jose Lopez.
Okay, we're set to go here, ready for the kickoff. Number 19, Kevin Jacobo will kick off to the Bell Eagles. Number 9 and number 2 are back. Number 9 is Alexis Gatica, and number 2 is the carrier, heading in front of his own bench. Down the sideline is going to be run out of bounds at the 40-yard line, and that was, check that, number 7 on the kickoff return. And that was a Jeremy Robles. It's going to be 1st and 10. Excellent field position for the Bell Eagles coming into the game, as we mentioned at the top of the show, 1-3, but don't let records deceive you. This is a brand new season here with the season league opener here in the Eastern League for Roosevelt and the visiting Bell Eagles. Okay, they're going to break out in the huddle here in just a moment with the quarterback. It's going to be number 11, Daniel Ortiz. Joined in the backfield by number 30, Roberto Castro. At 7, Jeremy Robles. And number 9, Alex Gatica. Head coach again is Tony Perez in his 25th season as the head coach for Bell. Okay, referee in the white hat. The crew chief is walking towards Roosevelt's going to toss the football, and they'll get a new one, a fresh ball to start the game with. Okay, just underway here on a beautiful summer night, 91 degrees here in East Los Angeles today, along with Southern California, and the kickoff temperature is 79 degrees. It'll stay that way throughout the game. Good turnout here again for the Roosevelt Rough Riders, the home team, filling the stands here on their campus tonight, supporting the Roosevelt Rough Riders off to a great 3-1 start under new head coach Aldo Paral. Okay, let's try to set the offensive line here for Bell in a moment, but the first play of the game is going to come from Ortiz at quarterback. They have a spread offense, and they like to run it, though. Handoff, it goes to his running back. That was, again, who we just mentioned, number 30. And that was Castro in on carry. Picks up a good chunk of yardage there on the first carry. Going to bring up second, and let's call it a long 2. Wide receivers Eric Gaucin, number 17. He's one of them. Oh, handoff. It went to number 2.
Ball carried by
And that was Joe Valladares.
Valladares brought down by number.
Into this offensive unit he comes, and he's also well noted for his defense. He's one of the captains or co-captains for the Bell Eagles. And that was enough for a first down. They spot it, let's call it at roughly, where's the ball at, 30-yard line? Oh, fumble.
Fumble on the play.
The Eagles fall on it.
Falls on it. They keep the ball.
And number 50 is the right tackle, Luis Aceves. Joining him on the offensive line, number 67, Jose Flores, 71, Lucio Chavez, 72, Ivan Gomez, and 73, Carlos Leal, one of the co-captains. Wideouts over here to the side. Eric Gaucin on the left, man in motion. Counter play goes to Valladares, tripped up in there. Just give you the rider defense there, Sepulveda in on the stop for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Give you some of the defensive front four here for Roosevelt. There's Ruben Castillo, 56. Louis Arevalo, number 60. Josue Lopez, number 9. 62 is Ernie Melchor. Ortiz with number 11 on his jersey. And there's the flag. It's going to be thrown.
Whistle before the snap. Penalty.
Here comes the offside signals going against the Rough Riders. Number 8 is Angel Ochoa. Number 6 is Frankie Cruz. We're talking about the defenders on Roosevelt. Here comes Bell back to the line of scrimmage. Handoff, there goes to Valladares trying to sweep in. Oh, he was held up in there by Rivera, but he got loose from him and continued to head upfield for a gain there.
Excuse me. Penalty on the play.
Flag thrown on the play. Let's find our crew chief here. He's looking to the side judge on the far side of the field. Just underway here on week number 5, our high school game of the week, brought to you by East LA Sports Scene Productions, and we're featuring the Roosevelt Rough Riders in the crimson and gold, and the Bell Eagles in their purple, Vegas gold, and white.
Penalties against Roosevelt.
Oh, another penalty here against the Riders.
Penalty will result in a first down for the Eagles.
Referees have their sights in on the Rough Riders, and they're going to call that a face masking penalty. So Valladares almost dropped for a loss by Rivera. Now half the distance to the goal is going to be marked off for the unsportsmanlike or the face masking penalty. Castro to the left of Ortiz. Man in motion, and it gives it to him on the counter. As number 7, it's going to be Jeremy Robles.
Made by number 6.
And Frankie Cruz puts the stop on him, but Robles had some steam as he turned the corner there. Let's see where they spot the ball. Looks like it's just inside the 10-yard, outside the 10-yard line at the 11-yard line. 2nd and 10. Bell Eagles with the ball. Ortiz at quarterback. Oh, fumble. Ball got loose. And here we go. Let's see if he's going to be able to advance it or not. That was Angel Ochoa, number 8, that picked it up. Big turnover there for the Riders. Let's see where they spot that.
Roosevelt comes up to the ball. It'll be first down in the first.
1st and 10 for the Rough Riders. A big break there. From our perspective, it looked like the quarterback didn't have it properly positioned for the running back, and he had it in hand and then lost it. Ball popped loose after he got hit. And that's what caused the ball to really become jarred loose. And big break for the Riders. 1st and 10. First possession of the game for Roosevelt. Andrew Flores is the quarterback out of the double wing tee. First man through, and it looks like it's going to be Aldo Paral. And he may have picked up a couple of yards on the carry. Okay, they're going to give him 5 yards on the carry. 2nd and 5. Aldo Paral, the fullback, he just spotted barely right behind the quarterback in the wing T. This is the double wing T, we say. And there they are in formation now. Flores, the quarterback, pitch, student body right. And that was number 3 that was given the ball. That was Romaje Brumfield. And he got met in there in the secondary. And we'll give Valladares a credit on that tackle. Came down low and hit him in the shoulders. It's going to be called, let's call it 3rd and 1.
3rd down and about 1 for Roosevelt.
Roosevelt, first drive of the game, capitalizing on that turnover when the Bell Eagles fumbled at about the, call it the 5, let's call it the 10-yard line. And the pile now it just got stopped for no gain. Paral gang tackled in there. Number 66, give him credit for Bell. He's one of the big defensive front 4 there for Bell, along with number 6, Jose Beltran. Clock is stopped now on the field with 6 minutes and 40 seconds. They're going to take a look at it. Is it possibly going to be a measurement? Okay, that's exactly what they're going to do. And while they bring the chains out and we wait the result, we'll take a break here on East LA Sports Seats High School Game of the Week. Okay, here we go now, ready to look in on the measurement. And it looks like they're going to be just a little short.
It's short of the first.
About
4th down.
A foot. And let's see what Coach Aldo Paral does here. 4th and a foot for the Roosevelt Rough Riders on their first possession. Just underway here on a beautiful summer night in the City of Angels, and East Los Angeles is where we come to you from, here at the home of the Roosevelt Rough Riders, coming in with a 3-1 record, off to a very good start. And now it's time for the Eastern League to happen, and here we are, game number 1 for both schools. Okay, the verdict is in, and Coach Paral says, let's go for it. Let's get after it, as they say.
Short for Roosevelt.
Brumfield in the backfield, number 3. Aldo Paral at fullback, and the other wing back, we can't see his number. Looks like it might be Frankie Cruz. Andrew Flores, number 5, at quarterback, a very critical play here. Flores driving forward, massive humanity. There's going to be more than enough. His big lineman leading the way there for the quarterback to go through. And we're talking about Jose Canales, Jose Gomez. Let's give the number 74, Jose Canales, 58, Jose Gomez, 54, Luis Ramirez, and 62, Ernie Melchor. And hiking the ball or snapping the ball is Luis Ramirez, number 54. Santos Rivera in as a wing back. There he's in motion. Pitch comes back to Frankie Cruz. Goes right, cuts left. Still on his feet, trying to get outside, looking for a block. Beautiful stiff arms on his tacklers. And he goes upfield. Beautiful run there. Frankie Cruz showing a lot of dexterity there. A lot of skills there as a running back. Gets it up to the 45-yard line. Let's call it the 43-yard line. On a reverse. First it went to Rivera, and then it went to Cruz, who went right, didn't see an opening, cut back left, and he did the rest on his own with his speed. Number 6, Frankie Cruz. Whistle on the field. And the crew chief. Okay, it's called timeout on the field. And we'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we're back. And just like that, the whistle blows. Teams come report back for duty, back to do work. Flores, first man through, Paral. Oh, kept going. He broke the tackle at about the 48 and kept going. No whistle on that play, so determination. Aldo Parao, he basically did that on his own. Very, very heads-up play, not stopping the legs until the whistle blows. 2nd and 1, gain of 9 for Aldo Paral. Roosevelt starting this drive from their own 15-yard line. And here comes the snap. Flores pitched to Cruz, student body right. Got hit in the middle of the field. And he looks like he probably has the first down, as the ball should be spotted near the 45-yard line.
First down.
And it is a first down.
Let's do it again.
So Riders have the play now. Number 5 at quarterback is Andrew Flores. 24 is Colby Adame. He's on the right end. So Broomfield, number 3. Frankie Cruz, the wingbacks. Pitch comes to Broomfield, sweeping left. Tries to get inside a block. He does. And then it gets rolled out of bounds. Let's say at the 40-yard line. But they say a fumble. But was he down? Oh. Brumfield had positive yardage and then had the ball knocked out of his hands, and the Eagles recover their fumble. Well, fumble from the Roosevelt Rough Riders, so the turnovers are even now, one fumble each.
Daniel Gutierrez, our medic for today, and his colleagues from Boyle Heights Fire Station number 2, welcome.
So here we go. Players are back on the field. There's some confusion now. Let's see where the Rough Riders. Okay, it looks like Coach Parral is going to call a timeout. And they're going to talk about that last play, see if he gets the officials' attention. But looks like it's going to stand. We'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Team's coverage of High School Game of the Week. Okay, we are back. Players have had refreshments given to them. And they are set. Both teams ready to go. Second possession for Bell. Looks like that's Castro with the carry, number 30. Brought down there by Cruz. And number 56 for the Riders, Ruben Castillo.
Ball carried by number 30.
Was Castro was the ball carrier.
Second down and about 8.
2nd and 8 for the Bell Eagles. Hand up again to Castro. Same play, going over right tackle. He's going to be stopped. Lots of bodies there on that pile. And 50 is coming off the bottom of that pile for the Riders.
Third down and about 6.
And it's going to be with 2:52 left. No score in the game, first quarter. Wide receivers on the left side, but again, this is a spread formation, but heavy on the run. Roll out, oh, Ortiz. Almost caught in the backfield, then goes forward, still on his feet. Oh, last man to get him. Oh, beautiful move there by the quarterback, evading the last tackle, and he sidestepped number 13. They're signaling touchdown.
Ortiz.
But Rolon had a shot at him back down at about the 10-yard line, and Ortiz just had his motor running. And he nearly was caught for a loss in the backfield on his rollout. But give credit to a scintillating play there, coming at 2:27 for the Bell Eagles, flying high there on that play by Daniel Ortiz, the quarterback. And let's call it basically a 50-yard, unofficially, a quarterback option read. And let's see, here's a signal now by the official. Okay, it's going to be a penalty assessed against Bell. Unsportsmanlike conduct, a personal foul that happened. Let's see where they're going to spot the ball now. Here comes the referee to explain it to Coach Paral. And it looks like they may assess it on the kickoff. Okay, that's what Coach Paral says. On the kickoff, they'll take the yardage. Okay, they're going to go for the point after. Touchdown stands. Again, some great downfield blocking by the receivers for Bell. And they made that touchdown really, really possible. But it was a great blend of skills and teamwork. Here's the kickers, Ortiz as well.
For the extra point.
The spot, the kick, blocked. And no good.
Extra point was blocked.
And it'll be a kickoff coming from the Bell Eagles with 2:27 left in the first period of play. We'll be back with East LA Sports Scene Productions of the high school game of the week. Okay, and we were correct in the ruling there that was issued by the crew chief. It was assessed, the 15 yards assessed on the kickoff coming from the 25 should give the Riders excellent field position. Angel Ochoa along with number 3 on the reception. Oh, runs into his own player. It gets knocked down at the 35-yard line. On the run back for the Riders was number 3, Ramaje Brunfield. And didn't have too much blocking upfield. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Trailing now 6-0. And just to give you some team stats here for the Riders, their rushing yardage per game, very, very high. Total number of touchdowns, 19. Tackles per game, 69. Sacks per game, 5. Rushing touchdowns to date, 19. Here's the pitch. And he's still going, still moving.
Ball carried by number 6, Cruz.
And he's going to get a couple of yards on the gain. Couldn't tell who the runner was. It might have been Naldo Paral. Gain of 4. It's a gain of 6. 2nd and 4. In the backfield, Paral, Rivera, and Cruz. Flores looks it over from, looks like there might have been some movement there. And it's going against Bell. It's going to be encroachment. Now it's going to be a ref decision made by committee. Crew chief is going to bring in both of his side judges and the line judge. And they're going to try to find out who flinched first. Roosevelt pointed to Bell. Bell pointed back to Roosevelt. That comes with just 52 seconds left in the quarter. Here comes the ruling. Encroachment. 5 yards against the defense. Ball's going to get moved up to, let's call it the 46-yard line. Right here at midfield, you'll find the camera, East LA Sports Scene's camera, giving you the best shots that are possible, coming to you from the home side here at Roosevelt Montgomery Stadium. Rivera. Cruz following his blockers, breaks it in and then out. Good pickup there, Frankie Cruz. Last man to get up there for Bell. Let's give him credit, number 24. Gio Barraza. Clock is moving now with just 20 seconds left. We're probably going to be watching the last play of the quarter. Roosevelt now with their second drive of the game. Clock continues to move. Flores calls the snap, pitch. Rivera, student body right. Plowing forward at the buzzer. He gains positive yardage. But that will conclude the first quarter of play.
That's the end of
And
the
the
first
first break that we have here in the game, and it's Roosevelt trailing Bell 6-0. We'll be back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we're back to the action. 3rd and 1. It's going to be full speed ahead and full steam ahead for the Riders, looking to pick up a first down and maintain the momentum on the drive. Cruz in on that carry. And looks like they're going to call for a measurement. Measurement number 2 that we've seen here in the game. And Roosevelt coming into the game with a big win last week over Inglewood, 26-25. Huge game last week for Santos Rivera. And it was pretty much a win coming from behind for the Riders. They'll take it, 26-25. Now, week number 5, they come in with a 3-1 record. And very importantly now to start the Eastern League and their run for the championship. Okay, looks like they're going to be... Let's see, it looks like the nose is right at the rod. There it is. The referee emphatically signals first down for the Rough Riders. And they'll maintain possession here.
behind his offensive line, pushes forward and gets a first down. 1st and 10. Let's do it again.
Give you some of the players on the Bell front line there in a moment on defense. Okay, let's see what Flores does at quarterback. He surveys the defense. Cruz is in motion. And it's going to be Flores on a keeper. He's going to barely get back to the line of scrimmage. Big front four there for the Bell Eagles. 92's in on that stop. And that was Oscar Benitez, flanked over there by Kevin Reed, number 96. Mauricio Avalos, number 10 for Bell. Some of the defensive linemen. Double wing T formation, Cruz in motion, pitch. She has it, takes it to the right, picked up a block, downfield. Good positioning there. Now the pile moves forward. Oh, they let him run that out. A lengthy play there. But Jose Canales, big lineman downfield, is going to be enough for the first down. He was the blocker that Frankie Cruz needed to get loose for the last 5 yards on that play. So big assist there goes to number 74, Jose Canales, the right tackle. Rough Riders gaining momentum here on their second possession of the game. They trail 6-0. Paral right behind Flores. Cruz in motion, pitch, inside reverse to Rivera. Cuts it inside. Oh, met with resistance there. Give credit to number 44, Emmanuel Juarez.
44.
Imanol Juarez. He's the middle linebacker. He's a senior. And let's see the ball spotted. Let's call it a second down. And here comes the snap. Pitch. Cruz broke a tackle and then finally got nailed. Number 17 in on the stop. That's Eric Gaucin. He's a cornerback. He's a senior. A little bit of confusion on that play there. Sometimes it's a sleight of hand by the quarterback and maybe one of the other running backs is being used to cause a little bit of confusion on the defense. 3rd and let's call it 8. Riders have stayed exclusively on the ground. Same set backfield. Cruz, Paral, and Rivera. Flores is going to air it out. Looking for a receiver. He's got him. Touchdown to Sepulveda. No, check that. Just there he goes for the touchdown. Alvaro Sepulveda. He's a tight end junior. Perfect play action call there by Coach Paral. And Sepulveda had beat his man by several steps, and he goes in at 9:01. Let's call it basically a 35-yard touchdown pass from Andrew Flores. And now the Riders looking to go up on top with a Kevin Jacobo point after touchdown attempt.
Flores is passed to Sepulveda, covered 30 yards into the extra point, number 9.
Coming in to hold for the Riders is number 7, Carrillo. Oh, he fumbles it, bobbled it. Oh my goodness. Looked like it could have been a little bit better snap, but the chemistry was not there for that point after attempt to be made. And with that, they will bring special teams back onto the field as we have now a tie score in the game. And Roosevelt will be kicking off in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we're just about ready to go. 6-6 ball game. And Roosevelt special teams are on the field, ready to go. They have a staggered formation on the far side. You see number 19 coming, Kevin Jacobo. There's a pooch kick heading over here at about the 30-yard line. There's a runner. Oh, nailed. Whoa. Huge tackle in there. Looks like Matt Diaz, number 4, put a flying leap tackle on the runner and brings it up for about 10 yards on the return at the 40-yard line. 8:58 left in the first half. And it'll be Bell with the ball. Daniel Ortiz, number 11. As he's now put Roosevelt on record, he's a threat with the run. Spread field. Receivers on both sides. Castro off left tackle. Still driving, still going. Then the whistle. Matt Diaz, number 4, in on the stop. And he'll get credit for about, let's give him a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 for the Bell Eagles.
Second down and about 8.
Flankers on both sides of the field. There's a snap. Handoff. Oh, sack. Number 56 for the Riders in the backfield. Ruben Castillo brought him down for no gain on the play. And speaking of Bell, in their first 4 weeks of the season, they were on the losing end to Wilson of LA 14-13 in game 1. Game 2, they lost to Cleveland 33-20. And Eagle Rock, on the 30th, they lost 29-6. But last week, they beat Whittier Christian 42-6. So that puts their record at 1-3. Big play here for Coach Tony Perez and his Bell Eagles. Ortiz, number 11, at quarterback. Low snap, digs it off the ground, throws it, got a receiver. And he's going to be thrown out of bounds on the sideline. And the receiver that they found there was Emmanuel Juarez, number 44.
Cortez across midfield for the Eagle first down.
And it's positive yardage and enough for the first down. So Rider defense unable to hold them off on that big third down play. So 1st and 10 for Bell. Ball spotted at, let's call it the 49-yard line of the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Roberto Castro in at running back, number 30 for the Eagles. Number 42 is John Cortez, is a tight end. There's a man in motion. Here we go. Penalty's going to be called.
Penalty before the snap.
Let's see what the referee in the white hat will say. It's against the Roosevelt Rough Riders. So the third or fourth penalty against Roosevelt's cost them minimum yardage of 5 times on each infraction that's been called against them. But nonetheless, Bell Eagles will take all the territory that they can get. Third possession of the game for Bell. Oh my goodness. Big play going upfield. Running back Castro. But back over here in the play, Santos Rivera really laid the lumber down on Ortiz. And it looks like they're going to give him a personal unsportsmanlike penalty. So the quarterback definitely unprotected, and Rivera thought he still had the ball, nailed him, dropped him pretty hard, but it was a handoff. Good sleight of hand there by the quarterback and the running back. And that turns into a huge play. Big gain plus more yardage due to the penalty. Riders getting backed up to their own goal line. 6:28 left in the half. Alexis Gartica, number 9, flanked way out to the far sideline on the right. Empty backfield here for Ortiz. He throws the kicking tee off the field. Ortiz has it. Man in motion. Handoff coming to the reverse side of the field. Broke a tackle. Broke 2 tackles, still going. Now it's going to be driven out of bounds. Finally, runner knocked out of bounds of play here. And that was number 7 on the ball carry. That was Jeremy Robles. He stretched the field out on that run and made the Riders come out of the box. He stretched it very, very big time. And there was not that much defense that was in front of him. He just kept using the long side of the field to his benefit and picked up a block in the course of doing that. And it brings up, let's call it 2nd and 5 for the Bell Eagles. Hand off to Castro, blows through a hole on the left side. Got some big time blocks from his tight end and his left tackle. And it looks like it will go in for the touchdown. We call it about a 15-yard run there for Roberto Castro. Went in untouched from our perspective, but he was tackled in the end zone. That score comes at 4:58 left in the half. Here comes the point after now. Ortiz does all the punting and the place kicking for the Eagles. Very talented player. Snap, the kick, it's up. Long enough, and it's good enough.
Extra point is good.
So now we have ourselves a score of 13-6 in favor of the Bell Eagles. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Angelo Ochoa and his teammate, number 27, Carlos Perez, and Daniel Ortiz set to kick off for the Bell Eagles. Okay, the ball has now been thrown out to Ortiz for the placement and the spotting of the kickoff. Still a beautiful evening here. It is a beautiful evening now after a beautiful day, and temperature at this point in the game is about 75 degrees after a beautifully hot day here in the Southland. Ortiz, check that, Ochoa has it, going right. Oh, it's brought down from behind. Big tackle there on special teams by number 24. That was a Gio Barraza. And Ochoa had no idea he had flown in that fast, dropped him, maybe picks up 5 yards on the return. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Roosevelt Rough Riders, trailing in the ball game by a touchdown, by 7 points, 13-6. We're coming to you on the 7th day of check that, the 14th day of September 2018. Okay, here come the Rough Riders looking for a play to get them some decent upfield yardage. And it looks like Cruz may have been check that. Yeah, it was Frankie Cruz who got the call on that carry. Clock moving now with 4 minutes and 28 seconds left in the half.
Short game brings up 2nd down and 9 for Roosevelt.
2nd and 9 for the Riders. Double wing formation. Florida's at quarterback. Andrews, his first name. Pitch comes across the Cruz. He's going to stop, drop back, throws a man. He's got a man deep. Oh, that's Rivera. Oh, Cruz. Now Rivera coming from behind is going to be dropped. Oh, big play. Another play action pass from the running back. And it worked perfectly as the defenders bit in the secondary, bit on the run. Frankie Cruz delivered a great pass to Santos Rivera, who caught it in stride and rumbled upfield for another 30 yards. And he was caught from behind, but nonetheless, just what the doctor ordered, a huge pickup from deep in their own territory to now inside the blue or the red zone for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. And now the Rough Riders student body getting into the game here, urging their team on. Handoff straight up the middle, plowing forward. Paral dragging numbers of tacklers left and right. He's the bull. Him and Rivera both have with the bull-like
34 with the carry, Paral.
Strength, so to speak, to be able to carry 2 and 3 tacklers on their backs and move forward for positive yardage at the same time. Clock now is coming up to the 3-minute mark. Let's call it 2nd and 3.
Left in the half. 2nd down and 3 for Roosevelt.
The Riders. Flores give it to the first man through again. And he's still up on his feet. Blasting through for the touchdown. And here we go. We're a touchdown, the Riders. Or do we see a penalty?
Sanchez, please report to the announcer's booth.
Touchdown is going to stand.
Please report to the announcer's booth.
And the public address announcer says it was Frankie Cruz. Or could have been Santos Rivera. We saw a 4 on the jersey. So that comes at 2:46. And here comes a critical point after here for the Riders. Cruz gets it, skips into for the point after. And Roosevelt, just like that, will take a 14-13 lead. And we'll be back with a kickoff in just a moment. That drive lasted maybe a minute and a half, but it went 75 yards for a score for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. We'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, so on the Riders' 3rd possession of the half, could be their 4th. We'll admit to it's unofficial. But the Riders now, with that last drive and that last score, take the lead. Here comes Jacobo. He's a left-footed kicker. He'll be kicking off to number 9 and number 7 for the Bell Eagles. Number 9 is Alexis Gautica. And number 7 is Jeremy Robles. Oh, ball's mishandled. Gautica. Hey, he gets dropped. couldn't find the handle on that. And special teams, the Gunners were down there for sure, going down the lanes, looking to tackle the opposition deep in their territory. And due to the fumble there, the mishap on the carry or the pickup, he got dropped. Ball spotted, let's call it at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for Bell. Here they come out of the huddle. And it's going to be a
Roosevelt.
Okay, this time Coach Parral is going to call a timeout. And that's going to come at 2:37 left in the half. We'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we are back now. After Roosevelt timeout, the Bell Eagles with Daniel Ortiz, number 11, the quarterback, hands it off to his running back. That was Roberto Castro. And at the bottom of that tackle, number 60 for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. That was Louis Arevalo. No gain on that play. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Man in motion. Ortiz gives it again off to Castro. No, nothing doing again. Met there again by number 56, Ruben Castillo. Clock continues to move. We're seeing a majority of running plays, but the passing plays we have seen have come from Roosevelt and have been very, very decisive plays. 1:35 and the clock is running here. Spread formation. Ortiz dropping back. He's going to air it out. Oh, Mateas had him in his sights. Saved a touchdown, but completed. Number 9 there for Bell. That was Alexis Gatica. Huge bomb there down the sideline. Just a fly pattern. And number 4, the defender for Roosevelt, Matt Tejas. He's a senior, 175-pound defensive back. And let's see. Uh-oh, there's a penalty flag. Referees asking the teams to go to their benches. Or has there been a timeout called? We're going to keep our eye on the crew chief. And we'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Uh-oh.
Penalties against the Eagles.
Okay, we've just been advised that that play may be coming back. Signals a loss of down with the hands behind the head. So we're going to get an explanation over here coming to Coach Parral, but they're calling a penalty against Bell. And they're going to bring that back. Big help there on that play, because it was a 45-yard gainer unofficially from Ortiz to his receiver, Gatica. It's going to be called back. As they're marching it way back, let's see, to the 20-yard line. And now they've reset the down to first down for Bell. So it's a major penalty. Okay, the officials now are reporting back to their assigned areas of coverage. And now an additional penalty is going to be marked off. So this was a huge penalty assessed against Bell. Okay, they've got all the real estate taken care of, and the ball is going to be spotted. Let's call it at the 20-yard line. Now here comes Coach Tony Perez. He's going to walk out to talk to his players, and at the same time, he's going to want to talk to the crew chief. And we'll be back after this timeout. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we're back, and so is the Bell Eagles. They're way, way back in their own territory. Ortiz throws out here to the flat. He's got a receiver. He's going to be roughed up and thrown out of bounds there. Baral in on the stop. Timeout called by the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Coach Baral sensing the fact that he may be able to get the ball back if they put another stop here on the Bell Eagles. We'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we're back, and there was a penalty assessed to the Roosevelt Rough Riders at the end of that play. And that's going to give Bell another 10 yards from where the ball was, or the runner was knocked out of bounds. Clock is running very quickly now with just 42 seconds left in the half. Another whistle.
Let's go, dude.
Comes from the side judge. A lot of confusion here. Conferencing now about trying to find out how many or what down is it. They've raised 3 fingers indicating it was third down. Now they're talking to the timekeeper, the scoreboard operator. And they've stopped the clock at 45 seconds. And that must have been the issue there, something about timing regulation. Okay, Ortiz in the backfield. One back behind him. There it is, it's a pitch. Wide left, trying to pick up some blockers. And the ball carrier there. That was number 2 for the Bell Eagles. That was Joseph Valladares. In on the stop for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. The secondary came up quickly, although it was a big gain. 1st and 10 for the Eagles, quickly coming out of their huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Clock is moving. Ortiz going to air it out deep. He has a man. Oh, popped out of his hands. Number 9, Alexis Gatica again beat his man. He's been working on number 4. That was Diaz before, but in the area we had Angel Ochoa and Broomfield. Pass is incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left in the half. So the Roosevelt secondary needs to do some drop back coverage here. Put 4, maybe 5 defenders in the secondary just to do the prevent defense. Time enough for 1 play, maybe 2. Hand up to Valladares. Still going. He's going to be run out of bounds in front of his own bench. Just a number of players. Frankie Cruz in on the stop, along with 3 or 4 of his teammates, and that will be the last play of the half, with the Roosevelt Rough Riders holding a 1-point lead over the Bell Eagles, 14-13, and we'll be back after the halftime intermission. You're watching East LA Sports Scene productions of the high school game of the week, Roosevelt versus Bell, in an Eastern League opening game. We're set to go. The halftime festivities are concluded here on September the 14th, 2018. And this is now the second season, the Eastern League opener for both schools, the Roosevelt Rough Riders, holding a 14-13 lead over the visiting Bell Eagles. Here's Daniel Ortiz, the kickoff, Heading towards Angel Ochoa. And he picks it up. Looks like it might have entered the end zone.
Into the end zone.
So cannot run it back. Once the ball gets into the end zone, it is dead, and it must be brought out to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Holding on to a 1-point lead, 14-13. And let's see where they're going to spot the ball at approximately, at the 20. By rule and regulation, 1st and 10 for the Roosevelt Rough Riders.
Second half from their own 20-yard line.
Florida's in at quarterback. And he's under Luis Ramirez, the center. Frankie Cruz in motion. Pitch comes student body right. Picking a hole. Goes right, then left. And there's a whistle. Might have skipped through the line there following a block.
Number 6, Cruz with the carry.
In on the stop. Give credit to number 44. Emmanuel Juarez.
Second and about 5 for Roosevelt.
And a whistle is going to stop the play now. Side judge comes in. And there's going to be a caution or some type of information is going to be shared over here with Roosevelt's head coach, Aldo Paral. I checked that he checks off to the other side judge, making sure they're both in concert. There's a whistle that sounds play. Double wing T formation at quarterback 5, Andrew Flores. And it's on the wing. Coming out is Cruz. A very, very precision-like rotation and precision by the quarterback to his running backs. And a very, very good sleight of hand, as they say, disguising the ball.
Short of a first down, it will be 3rd down and about 1.
But a good pickup there. Positive yardage for Frankie Cruz. Let's call it 3rd and 1 here. Big play. Another drive here to start the second half of play. Oh, skipping through off of left tackle goes Aldo Paral, and he just rolls with it. First down.
34, Paral.
Big Aldo Paral. The jumbo package is very difficult to bring down.
Takes up a first down. 1st and 10.
And we're going to try and dig in here for some of the team statistics for Roosevelt.
Let's get another one.
Okay. 1st and 10 for the Riders. Paral takes one step to his right. Cruz in motion. Oh, struggled this time on the handoff. It went to Aldo Paral. He got stood up. Nothing doing on that play. Players are all tangled up. It's a heap down there.
34, Paral.
Okay, number 5 in there for Bell to put the stop Israel Trapala, and number 66.
No gain on the play.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. Clock is now at 9:26 and counting. Santos Rivera in as a wing back. Here comes to Cruz again. And he picks up some yardage. We'll get you the exact location of the ball in just a moment.
Hand it off to number 6, Cruz. Once again, short of the.
It looks like he may be a yard short. 3rd and 1, they're going to call it. Big, big play there for Roosevelt, keeping the drive alive. Okay, here's the standard backfield for the Riders. Rivera, number 44, 34, Paral, and 6, Frankie Cruz. Flags coming in. Roosevelt says it's Bell. And that's affirmative. That's going to pick up a first down there for the Riders on that off cadence call there by Andrew Flores, enough to bring the defense into encroachment. And that's going to bring up a first down here. First drive of the half for the Riders. Pitch on the right side.
Back to Frankie Cruz.
Cruz followed his blockers up to a point, and then he gets stiffened up there. Picked up a few yards on the carry. Let's give him let's give him 4 on the carry, 2nd and 6 for Roosevelt Rough Riders.
2nd down and 7.
Mainly a ground game here for the double wing T. Very, very effective if you have the right players in the skill positions. Here comes 48 for Bell. Looks like he may have been drawn off sides with the count. The change in this cadence, very, very big for the Riders now.
Penalties against Bell.
And Bell, that was Justin Gutierrez drawn off sides. So the Riders picking up free passage here on the yards through penalties. Okay, they break the huddle. Flores quickly up to the line of scrimmage here. Good shot there. Flores to the first run, back through. That's the fullback, Baral. Looks like he has enough for the first down.
Ball given to Baral once again.
Yeah,
Forward.
that's true. The Riders now using the penalties to their advantage.
Let's do it again.
And the clock is moving now. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left. Roosevelt at the line of scrimmage. Pitch. Here comes the Cruz. Follows his blocks. And then cuts back to the middle of the field. Cruz is good on those short gainers, but he's got blockers up front, some big boys that can move some bodies to the side and give him some gaps. And then he fills through and then scoots forward for the positive yardage. Let's call it 2nd and 6 here for Roosevelt.
Second down and about 6.
Still in the same formation with the try-backs there. Paral, Rivera, pitch comes to Cruz again on the right side. Cuts carbon copy of his previous running play that he had. Then the pile then just stalls out. Flag will be thrown on that play.
Penalty on the play.
Let's keep our eye on the crew chief.
Ball carried by number 6.
Flags thrown in the middle of the field, right where you see the crew chief in the white hat talking to his side judge. It's going to go against Roosevelt.
Penalties against Roosevelt.
Okay, not that damaging of a penalty call against Roosevelt. However, it's a loss of yardage.
2nd down and 10 for
2nd and 10.
Rough Riders.
Flores pitch to Cruz, trying to fall. Oh, he slips and falls to the turf. Ball's dead as soon as that happens in high school. 3rd and 10 now for the Rough Riders. Clock stop with 6:08.
3rd down.
Okay, clock is starting to run again. Oh, it was movement by the right tackle. He flinched. Yeah,
Penalties against
Alejandro Espinosa. And the Riders absorbing the penalties that they once earned. Now they're being charged for them themselves. So they're back almost to the original line of scrimmage. Ball spotted at the 45-yard line of Bell. Pitch on the far sweep to Rivera. He's got blockers. The jumbo package. He's going to be brought down. There's a gain on the play, but let's see. He had to go
Rivera.
on second, third, and 15. He's going to be short
It'll be fourth down.
of a first down. Let's see what Coach Paral decides now. Fourth down, big play coming up for the Rough Riders. The offensive unit still in. Special teams and the punting team has not come in.
From about the 36-yard line.
But a big play nonetheless for the Riders. Huge play in terms of keeping the drive alive. Pitch. Okay, it's going to be Frankie Cruz. Slipped the tackle. Still going on his feet. Got yardage. Daylight. He's down to the 20. Oh, my goodness. There's going to be another flag thrown on that play. It may be brought back. But a big, big gainer. That would have been just what the doctor ordered for the Riders. However, a flag got thrown from the side judge on the far sideline. Looks like they're going to bring it back. Okay. Same penalty. Oh, my goodness. Double penalties, it looks like. Oh, it goes for naught there. Illegal shift on the offense. There's a signal with both arms going out, and then on top of that, a personal foul. Very damaging. It's going to bring up fourth down. And the punting team will come in for the Riders. So some self-damage assessed to the Riders by the players there, not fulfilling their obligations there on the snap count. And then, of course, the personal foul is coach's nightmare. Oh, here's a fake kick. Angel Ochoa. He's got it. Oh, leveled. My goodness. He had just turned it upfield. And number 5, Israel Trapala, put his head down and made a textbook tackle on Angel Ochoa. Stopped him in his tracks. But that was a fourth down play. Fake punt. Had he got by Israel Trapala, who knows what Ochoa could have done. Huge play, but a textbook tackle there credited to Trapala. Brings about a change of possession. Here comes the offense for Bell. And let's see if Roosevelt's defense can step up. They've had the ball for nearly the entire third quarter. We'll call it maybe almost 5 minutes and 45 seconds. 4 minutes and 17 seconds left in the third quarter play. Roosevelt 14, Bell 13. Daniel Ortiz, number 11, is the quarterback. He's got 2 runners in the backfield. Handoff. Oh, good tackle. Santos Rivera, give him credit for the tackle. Solo tackle, tripped him up by the ankles. Beautiful knifing angle in there for the big strong man from Roosevelt. Number 44, Santos Rivera, goes both ways, as do many of the players on Roosevelt. One of the leading tacklers and one of the leading rushers for Roosevelt. Just a very, very excellent athletic player. Number 44, Santos Rivera. Ortiz in a quarterback, out of the shotgun. Keeps it. Trying to look for a block. He does get a block. Here he goes again. On down the far sideline. Oh, 10-5. Will it stand? That is the question, or do we have a penalty? That's his second rollout for touchdown. This one going even further than the first. If it stands, that's a 60-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Daniel Ortiz. He's putting on a show on the ground with his running skills. So at 3:21, 60-yard run unofficially, as we always say here on East LA Sports Scene.
The visitor side will be closed after the third period.
There's a placement to kick, and
Extra point.
it's good. So we have ourselves a 19-14 game here. Well, check that, 20. We stand corrected, 20-14, with the point after being good. And with the kickoff, we'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, and just like that, the Bell Eagles flying high again on the legs of Daniel Ortiz. He's putting on a show with his runs. And he is now kicking off, and the ball is going to be picked up. Muffed again. This time by Ochoa at the 1-yard line. And the referee now is going to rule that he may have been inside the goal or across the goal line. But Angel Ochoa is meeting tough resistance whenever he turns upfield on his runs. Whether it's usually on special teams, that's what he's been playing tonight.
Roosevelt opposite side of their own 20.
So just can't get the grips on the ball. It's like an infielder fumbling a grounder that's sent to him. However, he's a valuable asset to the Rough Riders in terms of their overall team structure. Angel Ochoa, number 8. Riders deep in their own territory now. Pitch, Cruz looking for blocks. Angles left over into the middle of the field. Then he's brought down there by number 17 for Bell.
Number 6, Cruz.
That was Eric Gaucin.
Gain of about 6.
6 yards on the carry for Frankie Cruz. Ochoa put into the game now, number 8. He's on the other side of Aldo Paral, the fullback. Gain of about 6 on the carry. Cruz just going nowhere. Gang tackled in the backfield. Leading the charge in there, number 5, Israel Trapala again in on the stop. No gain on the play. It's going to be second, and let's call it 4. Clock moving with 2:03 left in the period. We're in the third quarter of play. Eastern League opener for both teams, Roosevelt in crimson and gold. We have an illegal formation declined. And Bell now in their purple, as we call it, the purple Las Vegas gold and white. Riders pitch comes again to Cruz, looking for that opening that can spring him to get free and get into the secondary. It's going to bring up, they're going to be short. 4th, and let's call it 4. Injured player on the field.
Injured player.
It's a Bell player, and let's see, looks like Frankie, can't tell, the Roosevelt player is also down. Looks like it's Frankie Cruz, not sure yet. Yes, it is Cruz. Maybe it's a leg cramp. The Bell player they're working on looks like his left side. Well, they tend to both of those players. We'll be back after that. This is East LA Sports Seats High School Game of the Week. Okay, here we go now. Big play here. 4th down for the Riders. Punting team is not in. Pitch to Ochoa. Looks for a seam. Did not find one. Met there to stop him for the Bell Eagles was number 1.
The carry number 8, Ochoa.
And that was Jesus
First down.
Salas. But there he is. Angel Ochoa gets himself some redemption there on keeping the drive alive with a first down. Good running play call there by Coach Paral. 1:20 left in the third quarter. 20-14 in favor of the Bell Eagles. Flores. Sleight of hand straight up to the fullback. Still going. No whistle yet. Driving. Taking on 4 more players. Oh, my goodness. Very, very long whistle. But, again, the player was not down. And as long as he's moving, as long as there's movement there, they have to let the play unfold. Big, big drive there. Big carry for Aldo Paral. We're at the 1-minute mark here in the third quarter.
First down. First and 10. Let's do it again.
Riders now have some breathing room nearing the midfield mark at the 46-yard line. Pitch, here comes a Cruz. Going left, going right. Still on his feet. Into enemy territory, as they say, across the 50. And he'll be down at about, let's call it the 44-yard line.
Picks up another first down.
Another first down for the Riders, keeping the momentum and the drive alive. Second possession of the half for the Riders. Wing T formation. Pitch, Santos Rivera. Trying to drag some tacklers, but not agreeing to let him go was number 6 for the Bell Eagles. He gets credit for the stop on that play. And that was Jose Beltran, number 6 for Bell. And there's the end of the third quarter. That was the final play. And teams will go to their respective sides of the field, talk to the coaches and the assistant coaches, and then they'll return back on to the field for the fourth and final quarter of the play of the game on East LA Sports' High School Game of the Week. Roosevelt. There's the pitch going to Cruz. And he's going to get stacked up after, let's see, he's kept going. And now they're going to give him credit for a carry.
Ball pitch number 6, Cruz.
Some positive yardage there for Frankie Cruz. He's been getting a lot of the calls. He and Santos Rivera and Aldo Paral, the trio of running backs. However, when the Riders have passed, they've struck it big here with some big gainers, so to speak, and for also one that went for a touchdown. Brings up, let's call it 3rd and about 3, or maybe 2.5 for the Riders on its drive here. Taking it after the kickoff when Angel Ochoa lost it and kind of the ball booted, it lost it and went back into the end zone, and the referees ruled it a dead ball as it went into the end zone. And from that time, they're back in business here. Pitch, Cruz goes right, still on his feet, trying to get to the outside. Mountain of tacklers there meet him.
Number 6 once again with the carry, Frankie Cruz.
And the referees are certainly letting them run until the whistle blows.
First down. First and 10.
First and 10 for the Riders. They're on a critical drive here as we start the fourth and final quarter. Frankie Cruz having himself a very, very good season in rushing with over 434 yards, not including today's game. Oh. Roosevelt maintains possession.
Ball fumbled at the snap. It'll be second down and 10.
Andrew Flores, the quarterback, fell on it, saving themselves from a big turnover. Second and 10. Clock running with 9:43 left in the game. Bell 20, Roosevelt 14. Pitch to Cruz again. Follows his blockers. Broke one tackle. Skip forward for maybe another yard. And they're going to give him about 3 yards on the carry. But check that. Cruz is down. And they're going to come out to attend to him. So while they're doing that, we will take a break on East LA Sports Scene's High School Game of the Week. Okay, we're back, and Frankie Cruz, very, very good to see him being healthy and running and coming off the field. So they'll still give him some treatment on the sideline. They may need to stretch him out just a bit more. But here we go, back to the action. Big, big play here for the Riders. In the formation, Paral. Oh, just smothered there by the Bell lineman leading the charge.
Down and 8. That was Paral with the carry. They bring up 4th down and 8.
Okay, the big front four for Bell held. It's going to bring up 4th down again for the Riders.
Down and 8 for
Big, big play. They need to maintain possession here. Let's see what Coach Aldo Paral sends in here. Cruz back. Gives it to Rivera. He looks like he may have enough. He's still on his feet. Oh, drives deep down into the red zone here. Big, big toss there to Santos Rivera. He's a big determined jumbo back. No penalties on that play, and it's a first down for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. When in doubt, you have to go to the big-time players, and Santos Rivera certainly is one of those for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Clock running with 8 minutes and 3 seconds left in the game. Inside the red zone are the Riders. Flores off right tackle. Look out. Scampering loose. Got into the secondary. Might have picked up 5 yards on the carry.
Injured Bell player on the play.
Another player going down here for Bell. Let's see if we can get his number. Okay, right at the end of the tackle. Okay, it's very difficult to find his number, so when we come back to play, we'll hopefully be able to give you his number. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we've identified the injured player. That was the defensive end, Jose Beltran, number 6. And he was going to need some more attention. He's just being carried off the field by his players, his teammates. It looks like it might be his knee, left knee. Riders have to be very, very careful now of the penalties. Find themselves in good position at the 10-yard line. 2nd and 10 here. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go now. We're back to the action.
2nd down and about 3 for Roosevelt.
2nd and 3. Cruz follows his blockers. Looks like he's got movement into the end zone, and he finds a way to cut back and in. Touchdown for the Riders. And that's going to put the score at 20-20. This is a very, very important point after. Could give the Riders the lead back. So at 7:33, 6 points goes up on the boards for the Riders. And we have a tied game here. And that was Frankie Cruz going in from about, let's call it 10 yards out. And here comes the point after. 19 is Kevin Jacobo. He's a left foot kicker. In to hold. There's a kick. It's up. No good. He missed it to the right. And we have ourselves a tie ball game again. So Roosevelt special teams on points after not doing very well in tonight's contest. So we have ourselves a 20-20 ball game. And we'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Ready now, Jacobo in the kickoff formation here. He's going to send it back to Jeremy Robles, number 7. And number 9, Alexis Gatica. Number 9 has it. Look out. Trying to get free on the far side, and nearly does.
Tackle made by number 51, Monagos.
And he'll be brought down by special teams there from Roosevelt. It looked like he might have been able to turn that corner. However, the defenders found him, put the brakes on him. Okay, back to the action here. The offensive unit in for Bell. Daniel Ortiz in at quarterback. Eric Galcin out here to the right as a flanker, number 17. Ortiz now checks off, looks to his tight end out there, number 42, John Cortez. Timeout call. There's some confusion, so they want to talk it over.
By the Bell Eagles.
Bell Eagles take their first time out of the second half. We'll be back with more BCLA Sports Scene in a moment. Okay, we're back to the action. And here's the handoff. Number 7 on a sweep. Oh. Looks like there's a flag thrown at the end of that play. Could be a penalty against Bell. Looks like the tackle was already made. And the ball carrier for the Eagles was number 7. That was Jeremy Robles. Flag came a little late after the play, so there might have been something going on in the pile or a player coming up to get involved in the play. We'll keep our eye on the referee in the white hat, the crew chief. Trying to organize his crew. Oh, false start. Illegal formation. Illegal formation against the Bell Eagles. Nullifies that carry. And they'll mark off the 5 yards as the penalty or the infraction merits 5 yards in reverse for Bell. They come back out now. Big spread formation, heavy on the run though. Wide receivers on both sides of the field. Ortiz looks like he's going to give it to his running back down on the sideline. Oh, Valladares, number 2, showing some speed as he tried to get around the end. Picked up some positive yardage. Not enough for the first down, though.
Tackle made by number 44, Rivera.
And Santos Rivera in there on defense, putting the stomps on Valladares.
Penalty on the play, holding against Bell.
Okay, Bell will be hit for a penalty, holding, nullifying that play. Riders certainly want to call that one back. And the Riders want to take the real estate and push Bell even further back in their territory. Oh, they're going to call holding, major penalty. Okay, we'll try to get you the down marker in a moment. It's going to be first down and plenty. They need to go all the way out to, let's call it the 42-yard line. So the ball will be marked at the line of scrimmage at about the 20. So first and 22 to go for the Bell Eagles. 6:25 left in the game. Scores tied 20-20. Ortiz throws it over 42. Cortez wide open. Those tackles missed. It's a race to the sideline here. And he misses. That was the quarterback, Flores.
Pass complete to number 42.
And 42.
Cortez.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, they may rule that he goes out of bounds. He did go out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
Field by Bell.
Timeout's going to be taken by Roosevelt. They're going to talk things over because they got burned on a beautiful call there. And that was a quarterback, just a floater down the middle of the field. He faked right and found 42, John Cortez, on a sprint down the middle of the field and laid it right in his arms. And then it was a race to the end zone. And luckily, they say he was pushed out of bounds before he scored. So we'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we're back to the action now. Bell looking to try and break the tie here. Ball's on the 3-yard line. Not a touchdown. Stepped out of bounds at the 3. Ortiz, Valladares. Oh, he knifed in there at the last second, went low, and he's in for the touchdown. And that comes with 5:53 left in the game. Rushing yard, 2-yard touchdown by number 2, Valladares. And that's going to give Bell the lead at 26-20. Let's see how they manage the point after now. Here comes the snap. The hold, the kick. It's no good. Did it hit the crossbar? Oh my goodness. Point after, no good. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, here we go now. After that drive there by Bell, wow, 75-yard, unofficially a 75-yard pass from Ortiz to Cortez and pushed out of bounds at the 3, and they finally ran it in from the 2 for a touchdown, giving them the lead at 26-20 with 5:53 left. Daniel Ortiz, number 11, will be kicking it off for the Eagles. Back to receive, Broomfield and Ochoa on the far side, number 8, Angel Ochoa. And Ramaji Broomfield, number 3. Here comes the kick. He approaches. There it is. Line drive. It's going to go into the end zone automatically. Line drive that will not be brought back. It's ruled dead. And Coach Aldo Paral will ask the offensive unit from Roosevelt, the Riders, to dig deep and try to put a drive together and beat the clock into the end zone and hopefully score and then convert a point after. Those are all possibilities, and hopes are riding high here on this drive for Roosevelt. They'll have the ball at their own 1st and 10. East LA Sports Scene Productions of High School Game of the Week number 5. Cruz is one of the wingbacks. Flores at quarterback. Behind him, Paral. Pitch comes to Rivera. Goes left, then goes right. And just a lot of big linemen down there on the field. Bell is asking for a fumble. The crew chief says no. Still Roosevelt's ball. 2nd. And let's see where they mark, spot the ball. No gain on the play, so 2nd and 10.
Roosevelt keeps possession, 2nd down. 2nd down and 10.
Well, escaping a tragedy there, fumbling at the 20-yard line. Flores, pitch, inside reverse. Rivera bounces in, bounces out. Still on his feet and is rolled out of bounds in front of his bench. Good, strong play there by Santos Rivera. Finally, the man that pushed him out of bounds, number 5. And that was Israel Trapala again. Gets good yardage, though, 3rd and 1.
3rd down and about 1. for Roosevelt. Third down.
Bunch formation. Cruz has it. He's got the first down. Dragged a few tacklers.
Randy Cruz up the middle. Picks up a Roosevelt.
We'll give credit to Valladares for giving him the ankle tackle. Clock moving, or will move once they move the chain gang. 4:57, just under 5 minutes left in the game. Riders need to come back and bounce back with their own touchdown to tie the game, but the clock is definitely the enemy at this point in the game. The number one enemy. Oh, Flores still on his feet, broke to the side. He got through the gap, and he will get it inside the Bell territory. It was a broken play. He went left. It didn't have any blockers, but there was a seam in the gap in the area. He found it with his instincts and moved to the right, and then found the secondary not there and kept moving. Did the right thing, and turned it up for a huge gain. 1st and 10 for the Riders. Clock moving, 4:24 left. East LA Sports Scene bringing you the best of high school sports here in East LA and beyond. Big bunch formation there for Flores in the backfield. Pitch, here comes the Rivera. Yeah, he stacked up, no gain on the play. Just a wall of humanity.
Number 44, Rivera.
48 in on the bottom of that pack there. That was Justin Gutierrez. Gets credit for the stop.
2nd down and 10.
2nd and 10, no gain. Momentum now very, very critical. Cruz in motion. He gets the pitch, follows the blockers, and then met by a host of tacklers. Give him credit for a 5-yard gain. Okay.
About 4.
Okay, gain of 6 on that carry for Frankie Cruz. Flores, pitch to Cruz again. They're going right. Cuts back. Still going. Picks up what's close to the first down. So some nice, as they say, some juking left and right by Frankie Cruz. It earns them more positive yardage. They're going to check it for first down, and it is.
First down.
So Andrew Flores, the quarterback, has been the captain at the helm here for Coach Aldo Paral. And this is a do-or-die drive here for the Riders. Clock now still running with 2:30 left in the game. Ball spotted at about, let's call it the 34-yard line. Precision timing here is important. Aldo Paral with a push. Still driving and bowled his way forward for another 5-6 yards. Riders are going to need to really work their timeouts here. Clock moving, approaching the 2-minute mark.
5, 2nd down and 5.
Getting down to the wire for the Riders. Very, very important play call here for Roosevelt. Let's call it 2nd and 5. Flores takes it around on a quarterback keeper, still going, found another seam. Holding, oh my goodness, holding on Roosevelt. Damaging penalty there against the Riders. On a big, big play there by Flores. And that is a stinger. It's going to drive the ball back to the 39-yard line. And we're looking at 1:36 left in the game.
Second down, 15.
2nd and 15 now. Big, big play. Cross handoff, it went to Cruz. Cruz got gang tackled over there, the fumble. Looks like a fumble by Frankie Cruz on an inside lateral pitch from Rivera to Cruz. Oh, and that could be the drive stopper there for the Roosevelt Rough Riders, a fumble. Coming at a very critical time in the game with 1:22 left on the clock. And change of possession now goes to Bell. Okay, here they come now. Let's see how Coach Tony Perez is going to ask his team to run out the clock here. Handoff. Castro over left tackle. Still going. And the whistle sounds. Okay, clock is stopped with 1:14. Going back to the previous series, we thought that there was a timeout called, but in reality, that was a penalty that killed the play. And the penalty was that holding call, and then subsequently on the next play, unfortunate for the Riders, the ball was coughed up by Frankie Cruz, and now Bell has it. And it's going to bring up a second down after a gain of, let's call it 1, 2nd and 9 for Bell. We'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we're back to the action after the strategic timeout. 1:14 left in the game. And there it goes, off left tackle, dive play for Valladares. And he gets up to, let's call it the 45-yard line. Clock stops with 1:11. Looks like another timeout on the field. We believe it's taken by Roosevelt. And we'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we're back now. Third down here for Bell. Sticking on the ground, trying to run the clock out. Oh, Valladares gets close to the first down. This is going to be stopped maybe just a yard before. One minute and 7 seconds on the clock now. And just to be sure, they're going to call for a measurement. From our vantage point, he is just about a foot short. We'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, here come the sticks out here for the measurement. And, yeah, from our vantage point right here, they are going to be short. It's going to bring a 4th and about a foot. There you see the referee, the crew chief, getting ready to spot the ball on the hash mark on the far sideline. Okay, and there it is. I think you can we can squeeze a shot in there. Okay. It's going to be 4th down here for the Bell Eagles. Okay, they're going to blow the whistle and get the teams back on the field to play. And now Roosevelt will take a timeout to talk things over here. We'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, here we go now. Here it is, 4th and a foot. Oh. And that will give Bell a first down as number 56 for the Roosevelt Rough Riders is going to be whistled for offsides. Ruben Castillo.
Penalties against Roosevelt.
I know he's got to feel terrible inside about that big play riding on an opportunity to stop him, but it'll be 1st and 10 here for the Bell Eagles. Coming into the game with a 1-3 record, they should move to 2-3, but more importantly, 1-0 in the Eastern League. However, it's never over until it's over. Let's see the formation that the Eagles will take. They have 4 downs to basically run out a minute. So there you see the victory formation. Bell's, their intentions are, of course, just to protect the quarterback, kill the play, and let the clock continue to run. And it is running now with 50 seconds left in the game. Letting the some time run off the clock before they have to approach the ball and put it in play. And here they go now with 35 seconds. They come out of the huddle. This should be the final play of the game, and there is a snap. Ortiz takes the knee, gives it to the referee, the crew chief, and we'll wait for his signal to end the game when he puts the ball over his head. Clock is running down with just 10 seconds left. And here come the teams now to line up for the sportsmanship handshake. And we hope you've enjoyed our presentation of the high school game of the week. And we will come back with our post-game show on East LA Sports Team's high school game of the week. Final score on the field, the Bell Eagles 26, the Roosevelt Rough Riders 20. We'll be back in a moment with our post-game coverage of the high school game of the week.
Thank you very much.
Okay, here we go now, post-game show. Santos Rivera, huge game, a tough loss, but the Riders were there at the very finish. The drive just fell apart at the end. But talk about thus far the season, and then we'll talk about tonight.
We're going to be all right. We just got to keep playing hard. Every team we face is going to be a battle, and we're just going to play hard throughout the season no matter what. And that's what we do.
Roosevelt Rough Riders with new head coach Aldo Paral is turning things around. As they say, it doesn't happen overnight, but the Riders have shown the grit, determination, and the ability to win games. And that's a big positive plus for you. Talk about so far the chemistry of the team right now.
The chemistry is great. I love these guys. These guys are my brothers. No matter what, we've been through some crazy stuff. We had some years that were real tough, but this year we want it. We want it bad. I don't know if you guys know, but we come in to hit.
Okay, and hit you do. You lead the pack both on offense and defense, and as you know, both ways is a tough job to do in high school sports, but you're doing it and you're leading by example. Talk about how the other players really rally around you when it's time to really get down to the nitty-gritty.
I mean, it's not even a rally around me. It's just we rally around each other. I mean, we love each other. We got each other's back no matter what. I promise you. We're brothers. We're brothers. We grew up together. That whole starting O, whole starting D, we grew up together. We're Boyle Heights.
Okay. Speaking out loud and speaking very proud here is the Roosevelt Rough Rider. This is the first game of the Eastern League, but there are more to come. And there's playoffs at the very end. So this is not, I lost the season on this one game. This is just the start of the second season for the run to the Eastern League.
Yeah. We just got to keep playing hard, and we'll be all right.
Okay, Santos Rivera, we've admired your work from up here. We certainly wanted to bring you on to our cameras personally and let our fans and the viewers get to know you a little bit more. So your thoughts on preparing now for the next week? You have not much time to prepare, but you're going to be there ready for that game too.
Next week, practice. We just got to focus. This practice, we had a little mistakes going on this week, but next practice we know what we got to do, and we're gonna keep going.
And you'll get back to work beginning tomorrow looking at the film then, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we want to wish you the rest of the season. We're going to come back and see you again, but from here on in, for you and the team, continued success, and good to meet you and good to see you.
Thank you.
Or meet you in person. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now, thank you for coming on, Aldo. Good to meet you and good to see you. And I want to say congratulations on a good season thus far. It's certainly not over at all. You got more work to do, but your thoughts on this tough loss tonight?
Honestly, man, we put a lot of work out there. We tried our hardest. We're all brothers, man. I respect Bell. They put their heart out. We played well, and we both deserved. It was a really good game.
As I say, it comes down to the turnovers and then, of course, the timing and the penalties and all those other things. But you guys will have time to correct it. That's the most important thing. Talk about the chemistry you feel that's on this team now.
Man, we're all brothers, man. We always hang out 24/7 every week. We put in work in the weight room for like 4 hours a day. It's just we're a brotherhood. We're a really good brotherhood.
And we know there's been a transition from head coach Ricardo Cepeda to now Aldo Paral, your father, right?
Yes, sir.
And it's been a transition where your father said, hey, he came in, he was given some very, very good, outstanding players, and you're building on that.
Well, it's funny how everybody asks me this question. How does it feel like for your dad to be a coach? Okay. And it's just he treats me tougher. He puts in way more. I had to put in way more work to respect my spot because everybody thinks, oh, he's the head coach's son. He's gonna nah, it's not how it works. Nah, I gotta put in way more work. I honestly believe I deserve my spot, and it's all thanks to just my brothers and just. This is, yeah.
And, of course, by the way you play, the grit, the determination, the bullishness on the field, that no one's out there can stop you. And it takes 4 to 5 guys to do that. So you're carrying a lot on your shoulder, but you and Santos lead the way here with your determination and setting the example for the younger players.
Well, me and Santos have been friends since we're like 6 years old. We play Wolfpack together, and me and him have a great chemistry. We go to each other's houses every day. We watch film 24/7. It's just me and him. We're just like this.
Like brothers.
Yes, sir.
A band of brothers.
Yes, sir.
Aldo Paral, we want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Continued success, and we'll see you again.
Okay.
Frankie, we talked to your teammates here, the elder statesmen of the team, and they're saying, hey, there's more work to be done here. You take this loss, and you keep moving forward. You learn from it.
Yeah, we need to work on some stuff. We need to work on fundamentals, defense. We need to figure out how to kind of Ross and all that. We need to lock up more. We need to practice offense more. I need to practice on how to hold the ball. With little mistakes here and there, but we'll come back next week.
Yeah, it was a very, very even game tonight, talking about Bell, because they came in, just as eager and willing to win as you guys, because this was the first game of the Eastern League.
Yeah, it was a tough game. They played good. We beat ourselves. They didn't really beat us, but we beat ourselves, and we'll work on that.
Okay, and again, as soon as tomorrow, because we understand there'll be a film session where the coaches will get with all the players and break it down and get ready for the next game, because this is only game 1 of the Eastern League.
Yeah, there's many more to come. We're gonna take home some W's next week. Okay. We're gonna take home the W's.
Now, the band of brothers is what Santos and Aldo have stated the way this team is really forming up now. 3 wins and 2 losses, and it was starting out very, very positive this year in 2018. Talk about the way the Riders came out for this season.
I mean, we came out as brothers, family. We talked about it. We're very close, all of us. We just came out as a family. We played as a family, We came out the ball. We balled out together. But just mistakes here, and that's it.
Okay. As I say, there's more work to be done. You will work on what you need to do, and so will everybody else. And then next week, it's another Eastern League game.
Yes, sir. We're going to be ready. Southgate, we're going to be ready.
Okay.
We're going to come out and play. And, no disrespect, but we're going to come out and play. We're going to play our hearts out.
Okay. Frankie Cruz, good meeting you. Thanks for coming on. And our production crew today is going to be Frankie Robas doing the highlights on the field, and Rico Cabrera II taking all of the pictures with our videograph and our camera, and yours truly, Rico Cabrera Sr., handling all of the play-by-play and the post-game interview. So thanks for watching, and continue to stay with us here on East LA Sports Scene as we bring you more of our high school game of the week, and we'll be back in touch with you very, very soon. So go to eastlasportscene.com and check us out and see how we've been presenting this year's high school's game of the week. So till we're together again, take care, and we'll see you soon.